So, hey, we're here with Alex McKee, who is a good friend from a while back, not that far back, but somewhat. But Alex has just finished up a new project that I thought would be great for everyone to hear about. So, Alex, first of all, actually introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll talk about the project.
Yeah, my name is Alex. I live in Los Angeles, been here for about 10 years, moved out to do music. Ended up working at a church, Pacific Crossroads Church, which is where I met Pastor Dave, and we worked together for a few years. And I'm a worship leader at Pacific Crossroads.
Right. So in the midst of all of the stuff that's going on right now, you actually created something brand new, or maybe it's something you've been working on for a while. But tell us about the evolution of, and then what you've just released.
Yeah, so I've been an aspiring songwriter forever, since I was 15, and had always wanted to see my art and creativity fuse with my faith. Both of those are core to who I am. And it was in 2018, after a few years of trying and failing as a songwriter. I'll say failing, and maybe we can get into that later. But basically, I had this still desire to try something new, to start again. And it was in 2018, I got handed a batch of lyrics from my friend who became my co-writer. And it really inspired me. It inspired me to start writing again, to start making music again after a season of kind of not feeling very motivated or interested. And so that became this new project.
So tell us about the project. What is it? What's it? I mean, I know you had some specific things it was based on, and then it's turned into some things. So tell us about it.
Yeah. Well, really, what it was it started with that first song, which was based on Psalm 88. It was a poem that kind of restated it and re-internalized it, and basically took it and I'm trying to think of a better word for I songified it. So we made it singable, made like a verse and a chorus structure. And then when I was trying to set it to music, I went for my usual approach, which is I'm a guitar guy. So I went for guitar, drums, and bass, but it just wasn't getting the sound, the vibe that I wanted. And so shifted it to something that's always been a passion of mine, which is synthesizers and composing. And so kind of made a soundscape using synths and drum machines, and it kind of went into a more electronic direction. And after kind of demoing out that first song, thought, oh wow, there's something here. And so struck up kind of a more formal writing partnership with that co-writer, and we wrote a whole album's worth of these songs kind of set in a electronic soundscape.
Right. And the first song is called what?
88, Save.
And is that kind of the quote unquote single that you're talking about, or the one that you put out first?
It is. So it was the song that kind of inspired the project. It was the first one that we had done in this kind of new way, this new style, which is, I mean, it was a departure, but something new and exciting for me. And it really burst the rest of the songs that make up the upcoming EP.
Yeah, it was very interesting because it sounded to me like sort of a psalm set to club music in a good way.
Yeah.
I mean, it did,
Yeah.
but it was singable. It wasn't just like club music that you'd be raving to. I mean, it was stuff that you could actually sing. So I thought, wow, it sounded very different in a really good way to me. So the rest of the songs on there have that same kind of vibe to them, or are they all different, or how does that work?
Yeah. So I've always had this love of electronic music, of even dance music, I would say. And it just seemed to fit the isolation, the longing, because all of this music was created on a laptop. That was kind of like the picture I had in my mind. Like, what does a modern day David do? He goes home after a long day of ministry. He wants to pour out his soul in a kind of a solo way. And he's got his laptop and a little keyboard. And so that was kind of, yeah. So the rest of the songs have that.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
That's great though. So how many songs have you put together on the EP that's coming out?
So there's 5 on this upcoming EP.
Yeah. And how did the current context that we're in? I mean, you talked a little bit about it, but the whole, everybody's staying at home and all that. We were talking before, and I was talking about how some people in this moment have sort of pulled back and kind of given in, I guess, to sort of, well, a little depression, or like, I can't get anything done. And then other people are actually leaning in and saying, hey, I now have extra time. So how did the pandemic thing play into the finishing out of this for you?
It's a great question because this is such an unprecedented, as we've heard, time. And I mean, I had this whole campaign kind of mapped out at the beginning of this year because the EP was done end of last year. We actually mastered it in December. And so I was ready, January, hit the ground running, let's promote it. And then this pandemic happens. And I actually, the first couple of weeks thought, well, I've got to put all this on hold. And that put me in a little bit of a depression. But just, you know what, decided, I think I woke up one day and was listening to the music again. I thought, no, I need to push it out there. In fact, we're all at home now. We're all consuming more art. I would love to contribute my voice to that. So that the pandemic in a way inspired me to move forward, thinking that maybe there is an audience still for this kind of music. This is music written in isolation. You know, it was written by a guy at a laptop. And then the original source material was written by a guy who was in a cave. So, you know, it all like fit for me.
That's actually really good. All right. So tell us what you're most excited about this whole thing and what you're hoping that people will draw from it.
So I released the single 6 days ago. And since then, I mean, it's only the beginning, but what has happened is exactly what I wanted to happen. And that's a conversation. I wanted to write worship music that didn't sound like worship music, that people who may be tired of worship music or have never really gotten into it or thought, oh, Christian music's just not for me, I want them to engage with it. And so it's been so much fun to have conversations with just different people all over the United States. And I actually just got an email this morning from I'm a huge fan of Rivers and Robots, and they actually wrote me back, which was amazing. Wow. They're a great worship project from the UK who has a similar vibe and aesthetic. And we just had a great conversation about music and about worship music. And so I think that's what I'm most excited about is the conversation and the connection. Yeah,
that's fantastic. I'm so excited. I mean, I really liked it. And I think it's just so much fun to see it happening and to see you putting it out there. And, so where can people find this?
Right now I'm on like all the major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube. And then my website as well, I.AM.band, is a great place to just connect with the vision of the project and stay up to date with what's happening, new releases. I'm on Facebook as well, Instagram. I love those platforms because they're so social in nature. So yeah, that would be the best place.
Say the website one more time.
Sure. It's I.AM.band. So A-I-M or I-A-M. I-A-M.band. B-A-N-D. Yeah.
And then the name of the project is?
I.AM.
Oh, okay. So it's all together. All right. Well, Alex, man, congratulations. I'm really excited. Thanks for letting us share in this. And we'll be sending out a link to at least the first song along with this little email when it comes out to folks in the Muse LA group. So again, so excited for you and thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh God, my salvation, I cry out to you.